We all know the word diversity, but what about biodiversity? It's not when you're related to someone, that is biological, and I know it's very easy to get those two mixed up. Anyway, just like we have all different kinds of humans and we need them all for society to function, so it is in the almighty kingdom of plants. Each little plant, even the spiky, unattractive ones that make you itch, like me, have a role to play in the web of life. And if one goes extinct, the knock-on effect can be disastrous. When we look at all the plants in the world that have gone extinct, Australia, as small as it is responsible for nearly 20% of them. But what do we do? I mean, I'm not going to go out and collect and protect millions of different types of seeds, but Laura Watts can do the work for us. Laura's a biologist who works at the PlantBank in Mount Annan. She also oversees statewide seed and germplasm collection. What is germplasm? Ask her. Hi Laura, thanks for taking off your gardening gloves and chatting with us today. So, you go out to the bush, collect a whole bunch of seeds, bring them back, and put them in some sort of bank. Is this like an end-of-the-world insurance policy?
Essentially, we use techniques like cryo-storage to safeguard native plants.
I mean, it sounds pretty simple, but what actually is biodiversity?
So biodiversity just basically means that all living things are connected. Where you live will be home to an abundance of different life forms, all interacting with each other. Variety is the key here, so every native species, flower, beetle, fungi, bacteria, etc., they all belong here.
Called a mega-diverse country, Australia is unquestionably unique, with a mind-blowing 85% of native plants being found nowhere else in the world. And I mean, who else would have the guts to grow a plant that looks like a toilet cleaning brush? Would you be able to give me an example of biodiversity in action?
Biodiverse spaces are basically all around us and they attract everyone, not just humans. The thing that's really important is that in a healthy biodiverse space, there's structure to it in the form of bushes and shrubs, and they provide a safe space which protects those animals that visit the trees. So they can perform their really important roles in pollinating and seed dispersal and things like that, which means that we in turn can then eat the fruit.
So why should I care if some sort of local shrub goes extinct? How does that actually impact me?
Every species contributes to global biodiversity. You might see a plant in your urban environment, it might not mean anything to you, but a lot of these plants have the potential, they've adapted over time and developed these really cool genetic information that in the future we could use for medication.
Currently we're losing native species at 1,000 to 10,000 times the natural rate, with multiple extinctions daily. This is mostly due to habitat loss and the introduction of foreign species.
Foreign species, if you plant them instead of Australian natives, they're a lot harder to care for. They can compete with native species so that they don't have the resources available for them to grow and thrive.
I live in a unit, like a third floor apartment. I don't have much space, so what could I even do?
There's a native for everything, so it doesn't matter if you're on a balcony or you only have a courtyard or if you have a really big backyard, there's something that can grow there. The best place to find native species to plant in your area would be council websites or the local botanic gardens. You can do a lot just by Googling. So the most important thing is to plant native species. What that is doing is creating more habitat for animals to be able to navigate, and also provides a food source. If we have more biodiverse cities, then that means that at a larger scale, we can maintain those corridors that animals find really safe to move between spaces.
It sounds like you're super connected to nature, and to be honest, I want me some of that, so where'd you get it?
I do go into the bush a lot. I find it really peaceful, and I like the reminder that I'm part of something that's bigger than just me. Basically, it's the ultimate interactive experience. You can just go out to your local park and spend some time, touch trees and grass.
Do things like National Tree Day actually make a difference?
Yeah, National Tree Day makes a really big difference. It's a community event, so it's a good opportunity for lots of people to make a really big impact. It's just really important that you're aware every little bit helps.
Well, thank you so much, Laura. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks, Matt. See you next time.
Okay, so what are we doing? Well, learning about biodiversity is really important, but you could also take it a step further and go plant some native plants, fruits, or vegetables. Just make sure to double check that it is safe to plant. There's even tree planting days or community gardens, so get involved. And also, I want to know if you found any cool native plants in your area. Something weird? Have you discovered a new species and named it something crazy? You can post a picture and use the hashtag STOP2030 or NativesRule.